Welcome to Stripe. In this short video, we'd like to show you around Stripe's dashboard, which is the hub for managing your business on Stripe. First, we'll do a quick run through of each of the different sections in the dashboard. After that, we'll dive into some of the meatier stuff and walk through how you'd go about some of the most common workflows. Stripe's dashboard is organized into 3 functional areas. You'll likely spend most of your time in the top left section, which is where you'll find important information about your payments, payouts, and customers. Payments is where you'll see all of the payments created by your business. These might include credit card payments, debit card payments, or alternative payment methods like Alipay or Ideal if your business supports them. This part of the dashboard also includes any disputes or chargebacks filed by customers. Payouts is where you can track funds being paid to your business. And customers is where you can keep track of your customers and their history with you. We'll dive into each of these in a little bit. The next section in the dashboard focuses on services that you might use depending on your business. Here's a quick overview. Radar is Stripe's integrated solution for automatic fraud protection, helping you protect your business. Subscriptions is for businesses that need to charge customers on a recurring basis, such as a monthly package delivery or annual software subscription. Connect is for businesses that are either a platform or marketplace, deal with multi-party payments, or need to pay out service providers. And products is for businesses that choose to add more business data, like specific products or SKUs, directly into Stripe. The third section includes webhooks and APIs, which are useful for the developers at your company when integrating Stripe. We won't go deep into these sections during this video, but feel free to check out our docs for some extra credit. On top of these 3 sections, there's also business settings. Here is where you can customize your account settings. Let's start with the Business tab. Here you can manage your public information like the statement descriptor, which is the name your customers will see on their credit card statement. When choosing your descriptor, note that Stripe enforces a maximum of 22 characters. We also highly recommend setting the other information, since it can provide customers more information and context and help prevent disputes. The Team tab enables you to invite new users to your Stripe account, remove existing users, and manage team members' permissions. We provide a few recommended permissions based on role, such as Administrator, which gives you access to everything. You can see API keys, change settings, invite new users, and so on. Operator, which lets you edit and create transactions, but account settings are off limits. You can refund a payment or create a new transaction, but you can't change the bank account info for the business or access API keys. View only, which allows you to view data. You can't refund payments or create new customers, and you can't modify account settings. You can view and search through all the customer data in your account. On the Data tab, you can easily export reports that you might need for business and financial reporting. We provide a monthly report that you can download. It includes gross and net volume, as well as a record of all your Stripe fees. This export is a CSV file, which you can import to Excel, Google Sheets, or whatever spreadsheet software takes your fancy. We also integrate with QuickBooks so that you can easily import your data there if that's more your thing. And you can export tab-relevant data directly from each of the payments, payouts, or customers tabs of the dashboard, so you can filter and pivot table to your heart's content, which we'll cover later. Next, visit the Email Receipts tab if you plan to use Stripe's off-the-shelf email receipts, which is what your customers receive when they make a purchase from your business. Alternatively, if you want more customized receipts, we'd recommend working with your developers. Lastly, Security History provides a log of your teammates' activity and what actions were taken by people logged into the dashboard. The last critical part of the dashboard is the search bar at the top. The dashboard has a powerful search mechanism that can be used for both simple and advanced searches. You can perform basic searches by entering the value you're looking for in the search box. This could be the last 4 digits of a card number, a card brand, or part of an email address or domain. Use more than one search term to limit the returned records. For example, 4242/5/19 will only return records wherein the credit card's last 4 digits are 4242 and the card's expiration date is 5/19. The dashboard also supports advanced searches via filters. Filter terms will only be tested within the named field. So, A simple search for 5.00 could find that value anywhere. But amount : 5.00 will only return records where the amount value is 5.00. Now that you know your way around the dashboard, let's focus on the first section again, payments, since this is likely where you'll be spending a lot of your time. And I promise you, it's at least 15% more fun than it sounds. On the Payments tab, you'll see all of the most recent charges. The Filter button allows you to filter by the date of the transaction, the amount, the status, which can be successful, pending, or failed, whether or not the charge has been refunded or completed, or whether or not the payment is being disputed. For example, you may want to only look at charges where the status is failed, or only look for the charges in the last 7 days. You can export all charges, or if you filter first, you can export only what you filtered. Clicking on an individual charge will help you see more granular details about the transaction. At the top of each charge page, you'll see something that looks like CH_ and a bunch of letters and numbers. We call this the unique charge ID. So if you ever write into Stripe support about a charge, be sure to reference this charge ID, as it helps us immediately identify that exact charge and ensure we get on the same page quickly. For each charge, you can also easily issue a refund, either full or partial. If you refund a payment, we'll deduct the funds from your Stripe balance or debit your bank account and initiate a refund to your customer. Your customer will receive the funds from a refund in their bank account approximately 5 to 10 business days after the date on which the refund was initiated. Note that refunds may appear in the form of a reversal, which means the original payment will drop off of your customer's bank statement and a separate credit is not issued. Additionally, if you suspect a charge is fraudulent, don't wait until it becomes a dispute or wait for the legitimate cardholder to initiate a chargeback. You can click Refund and Report Fraud, and this will automatically refund the charge and report it to us so that we can improve our fraud detection systems in the future. The charge view also includes how much we charge to process the transaction. So in other words, the Stripe fees for the charge. You can see here that this charge has metadata associated with it. Metadata is defined as data that provides information about other data, which is indeed very meta. It's essentially extra information that you might want to associate with a payment for your own benefit. In other words, it allows you to link your data systems with Stripe or make cross-referencing really simple. For example, metadata may be used for something like an internal order ID, or the product name, or a name of a customer service rep associated with the transaction, and so on. We highly recommend working with your engineering team to pass along metadata for each charge, because it's searchable within the dashboard and can help you out by unifying multiple internal systems you may use when your customer service team is dealing with a payment. Scrolling down to card, if you have street address or zip code checks turned on, you'll notice that here we specify whether these checks have succeeded or failed for this charge under the AVS, or Address Verification System, and CVC fields. If a customer tells you that their card was declined, you can click into it, and at the top, it will tell you the reason for being declined. If it says code card declined, it means the bank declined the charge. We recommend asking your user to call their bank to approve the charge or asking the customer to try another credit card. If it says fraudulent, it means Stripe's machine learning algorithms have tagged the charge as having a high probability of fraud and have declined the charge. If you believe this charge was incorrectly flagged, perhaps this customer has purchased from you before, or you have some other reason to believe they're a legitimate customer, you can mark as safe in the dashboard or API to allow the transaction to go through and improve our fraud systems for your account. If it says incorrect CVC or ZIP, you should ask your user to make sure their CVC number is correct and the address they've put down is the one that's on file with the bank. Your customer may know they've moved, but in the bank system, they might still live at home with mom and dad. Now, let's move over to the Disputes subtab. A dispute occurs when one of your customers questions a charge with their bank or credit card company. First and foremost, when there's a dispute, we always recommend getting in contact with the customer to understand more about why they filed the dispute. This email communication will also be helpful as part of your ultimate evidence submission process. If it does end up as a dispute, Stripe will provide you with the dispute details, such as the amount, the disputer, and reason. Stripe will also help you determine the right next steps for each type of dispute by providing you with the best practices for how to respond and the types of evidence you should provide. Within the disputes section, click on the charge you'd like to respond to and view more information about why that charge has been disputed. Clicking the Respond to Dispute button will allow you to enter your evidence that the charge is legitimate. The evidence you'll want to submit will vary depending on the specific case, and Stripe will make recommendations based on the type of dispute. Weblogs, customer service emails, shipment tracking numbers and delivery confirmation, proof of prior refunds or replacement shipments, and so on, can all be helpful as evidence. You'll also see that Stripe prepopulates the customer's email address or shipping address as part of the evidence submission. So if you don't see this, then we recommend working with your engineers to pass this information over to Stripe. The last sub-tab in the payments section is Balance. Here you'll be able to see your company's Stripe balance and when it'll be available for deposit, grouped by payment. You can also view any adjustments, such as refunds. Let's visit the Payouts tab next. Here, you can see upcoming payouts and see what's already been deposited in your company's bank account. If you click into a payout, you'll be able to see the associated charges and transactions bundled into that payout. You'll also be able to see the date when a payout arrived. As with payments, if you ever have a question about a payout, you should reference the payout ID in your communication with us. It looks like PO_ and then a string of letters and numbers. On the Payouts subtab, you can see your payout history as well as filter or export the data. On the Settings subtab, you can update your bank account information and also customize how frequently payouts are made. Once you've made your first charges with Stripe, your first payout will be initiated and should post within 7 days. Afterward, payouts are made daily and are composed of the payments that were processed 2 business days prior. Quick note that this timing applies to U.S. businesses. If you're looking for payout schedules outside of the U.S., go to Stripe Support to learn more. Lastly, let's jump to the Customers tab. Here, you'll be able to view customers and their history with you, including all their past payments and payment methods they've saved with your business, such as multiple credit cards or a bank account for ACH payments. Phew! Thanks for sticking with us. Well, hopefully you stuck with us and you haven't just conveniently jumped forward to the spot. But if so, that is kind of impressive. Either way, we're here to help, so don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. And remember, if you ever have to contact Stripe, just log in to support.stripe.com and send us a note. Thanks for watching. To learn more, visit support.stripe.com or stripe.com/docs.